Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's me, Jonas J. Campbell. I am here to tell you all about Mario Kart. Hey, look at that. It's another Nintendo Direct. This one, Mario Kart World. How is everybody doing out there? It looks like Mark Fields is out there. Hello, all. Hello to you, Mark Fields. Look at that. Tom F. is out there this morning. The wrench of wrenches, Tom F. Lamorgan King says, hello, everyone, and that game place. Phil Metzger says, Yahoo! Sorry, I couldn't help myself there. By the way, I got to meet Charles Martinet or Martinet, depending on how you pronounce it, one time. The guy is just pure joy, like great demeanor. Let's see here. Ninja Pat using it looks like slightly colorful language, so I'm gonna leave it down just because we're trying to keep it PG around here. Hey, Juliet. If you are where I think you are, Juliet, I'm going to say good evening to you. And positive vibes from Mark Fields, who also says for $5 with the Toho announcement, I hope we get new Godzilla games. There's a Toho announcement? I got to look this up. Give me just a second here. It's me solo streaming today, so it'll be interesting to see how this all goes, unless let's see. Toho just announced that Godzilla IP will undergo a massive expansion in the next few years, over $100 million. Okay, that's from Stupendous Wave. New Godzilla video games reported in the works at Toho. Can't imagine what this game will look like. Can you? I played the Fortnite Godzilla expansion, or whatever you want to call it, season. He looks a little weird once you get the Godzilla skin and you're just walking around the game normal size, but it did come with a very cool emote where you look like you're stomping over cities. And then, of course, playing as and fighting against a kaiju-sized Godzilla. That was a blast. Of course, you also have to race to get to the Godzilla portal to turn yourself into Godzilla. It's fun to collaborate with the people on the ground on your team and play as Godzilla. You got to stomp. You got the screen that shows you where people are within a certain vicinity, and then of course you have the atomic breath. That was a lot of fun. Let's see here. Juliet says, "I'm in the afternoon at the moment. Hi, Jill Powers, Jonas. May I be a wrench on the TGP, please?" You know what, Juliet? Let's see here. I have set you as a wrench on this channel, Juliet. Try not to abuse your power. There was one guy who I gave him a wrench, and then a few years later, he got really upset about his Disney stock and used a bad language word. You might know who that is. Hey, and good morning to Jill Powers. I hope everybody's doing well. Okay, so we got about 11 minutes before. There he is. Real life fake wizard. I'm going to send you the link, man. I'm okay if you get salty. I'm okay if you get salty in here. That's not a problem to me. I'm going to send you the link, RLF. Oh, that's great. Yeah, should we focus on this over here right now? Drop the price, drop the price, drop the price. Everybody is upset at Nintendo right now, except for me. I don't know. I see a pretty good case for inflation causing the thing to be 450, and of course, the PlayStation 5 is now raising their price on the. I don't know. Are they only selling the Slims now? I bought mine back in the day, so I've had mine for a few years, so I haven't been paying attention to the real pricing of the PlayStation 5. They're also raising the price of the PlayStation 5 subscription service. Meanwhile, Nintendo Switch Online is over here just being the goodest, you know? Let's see. Real Life Fake Wizard says the console price is one thing, the game prices are bologna or baloney if you go for the colloquial pronunciation. Maybe, maybe. Not really. See, if I look at an Assassin's Creed game and I see that it's $70, I'll wait because I know that thing's going to go down to 20 eventually. And meanwhile, I've got to go check and see whether or not there are any Nintendo Switch games that I do not own here. I wonder if the Nintendo support page has updated. Actually, I'm going to look this up real quick. I've heard rumors that Nintendo support has updated their compatibility list. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah. So you guys might not be aware of this one over here. There's been a change that's made. First of all, this list has stayed mostly the same with only one game down here. That's if you're following that Park Place coverage. Hey, look, it's Davina Duckworth out in the chat. Good to see you, Davina. Let's see here. Okay. So this right here is what updated. No issues found during basic compatibility testing. That used to be where the sentence ended, and now it says or issues are planned to be addressed. So they have walked back some of their compatibility claims. So if today you happen to go to one of these Nintendo Switch 2 events and sneak in a cartridge, it may not let you get all the way through, I don't know, Princess Peach Showtime without any issues, or they've discovered an issue and they're going to probably patch it out later. I was so disappointed. I saw a post this morning, not this morning. Well, it might have been this morning. It was late night where someone had announced a bunch of Nintendo Switch 2 editions, and then I saw it was a joke. I was very disappointed. Included updates for Pikmin 4. What's up, Jonas? What's up to you, Butter Biscuit? You can't already beat out on your route. It's very early. So hope you're doing well there, Butter Biscuit. But let's switch over just so we don't miss any minute of this Nintendo Direct here for Mario Kart World. Hey, good morning, Jeremiah. A new JoJo Bizarre Adventure video game coming out soon, and part 7 is the next anime season. I've never watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm trying to think. I think One Piece and Dragon Ball, my rewatch of Dragon Ball to catch up on everything I missed when I stopped watching Toonami. Those are my most preeminent anime watches probably coming up. I don't know. And then there's the stuff that's like technically anime that people don't think of as anime because it's just so good. I'm just joking. I'm not saying that anime is bad. It's just not usually the thing that I go for. Thanks. In the office, got a million packages to load up because of holiday sales. It's April, man. What's your holiday? All right. Anadega Outlaw says peace. Hey, look who's joining. Good morning.
It's time.
That's right. I appreciate that you and I can have a disagreement about the pricing issue. I'll say that. I don't mind the pushback at all.
I think this is an unfortunate thing. It's like, yeah, you could advocate for it or against it, and it's like polarizing people. Like with everything, it's a super polarizing thing. But no, it doesn't have to be confrontational.
No,
it is with
not at all.
So many other people on this.
Right. Well, there are people. Somebody said, "Oh, so you're advocating for them, right?" Like it was very catty in the Twitter replies that I was getting about the tariff situation. I do think that there's a possible future where Nintendo ends up in a place where they have to eat that tariff or raise prices, which that'll be interesting because
there's so many variables on that though.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know where it's going to be. I work with businesses that have to deal with the tariffs, and all of them are like, I don't know. So
yeah,
I
think the difference with Nintendo is that they have such heavy cash reserves, perhaps because of some of the ways that they price everything. Nintendo could be not profitable for several years and still
be fine.
Yeah. There are very few companies that run like that. Apple technically could operate like that. They wouldn't operate like that, but there's very few companies out there that operate with massive cash reserves.
The system, they could take an L on the system for even in the short term, But like, and I think the pricing, like, I don't really care for it on the console, but I know that there's lots of people that have now been pushed out of that market
Yeah.
because they're not going to be able to hit that price point. The one thing that kills me on this is the game prices. The game prices are, I think, are ridiculous because we just went from 60 to 70, and now within less than 5 years, we're jumping from 70 to 80, and that's
Yeah. Yeah, and the possibility of 90 just around the bend. Uh
right.
it,
That's with the DLC, right?
right, well, not even just the DLC, but the fact that a company like PlayStation, or for people who are publishing for PlayStation and for Xbox, they usually see not Nintendo as, okay, well, that's the benchmark, but it's a data point for them because they've always tried to push forward the idea that their games are better in some way and therefore should cost more money. I'm a Nintendo fanboy, so I'm very much in the camp that Nintendo games,
Hold their
if there
value.
was if there was a resale market for me, which there generally is not because I hold on to them unless it turns out to be total garbage that I will never play again. I won't say which games those are off the top of my head because they don't occur to me. I generally hold on to these things for a very, very long time. How long? Yet to be determined because I've still got a bunch of NES cartridges back here. I think I might have let go of my copy of 1942 the last time that I went to the local used game shop because I'm never going to play this. I have too much going on in my life for me to stop and play 1942 on the cartridge because I probably have other access to it elsewhere. So
It's the thing of like, could you imagine if Pokemon is jacked up to $80 after Scarlet and Violet? Because that's
mm,
disgusting to me.
yeah, I agree, but I'm not a Pokemon fan, so or
Oh,
I
I am. I'm a diehard Pokemon guy, which is one of my biggest pain points because that game kind of killed me as a fan of the franchise.
I have
Those last games were so bad. They were so aggressively awful.
Yeah. I've had a copy of X or Y on my 3DS. I forget which one. Probably Y that that Nintendo gave me for some reason. I forget. I'm still holding on to my 3DS because I can't bear to lose my ambassador certificate to
Oh,
yeah. Yeah,
that's
I was an original
I
buyer on a 3DS, yeah.
I just got a 2DS at the top of this year
Mhm.
just because I don't like like the 3DS is so like small to me.
Mhm.
So I got the 2DS, which is slightly easier to hold, and there's STL files where you could print like grips for them, so it turns it into a controller. It's fun. It's
Oh,
great.
okay. I would love to know more about that. The
Oh yeah,
I lucked into, I think it's a new 3DS XL at the end of the life cycle. For somebody sold it to me for 150 bucks, and
that's a deal.
that was incredibly underpriced. This is the other thing about being patient. I'm patient. I'm very stingy when it comes to new consoles and things. Like I don't know how I lucked into getting a PS5 Pro for as cheap as I got it, but I
What'd you
turned
get
that
it
thing
for?
on 300.
What?
I thought I was getting set up. Like, first of all, I thought it was a Nigerian scammer. And then I was
It
like, "Can you
sounds like it.
show me it powered on?" And nope, he sent me a video of it powered on. When I looked at the video, it was a PS5 in the startup graphic. And Sony's very good about updating that stuff. They're very proud of their hardware. So
Yes.
so I thought, okay, well, it doesn't have the black ridges on the side of it. So it's probably not. Then he sent me his address, and it was in the one of the seedier parts of the town I live in. So I thought, okay, I need somebody to go with me so I don't get murdered or mugged.
Yeah,
And I
or worse.
intentionally, yeah, I minimized the stuff that I had on my person in order to do it. And then I got on the phone with somebody when I was trying to certain. It's fine. The guy's a night manager at a local fast food restaurant and just has zero time to play. So somehow I got like a $700 system for 300 bucks. I'm
Oh
still
my
kind of
gosh.
shocked. And then I thought, okay, well, there's not going to be a real difference. No, I put in Ratchet and Clank and I was playing it, and I thought, and I was going through. I was like, oh, I didn't know there was a room over there. No, it's just that the ray tracing is so good that the reflections actually work. And I thought there was another room over there. It's just a reflection. Like,
Is there
okay,
actually a major, like, noticeable difference on
I,
all the games, or is it just a handful?
Well, mostly I'm playing PlayStation only titles at this point. Oh, here we go. I suppose we could miss everybody saying drop the price in the live chat.
Have your voices heard.
Drivers, start your engines.
A few more horns in the music this time.
Is it echoing for you or something?
I think it's just you.
What kind of races await you? In Mario Kart World, you'll aim first place in each Grand Prix. But why stop there? Across cities,
I don't know how the grind rail thing's going to work.
and even the ocean. You can drive virtually everywhere.
I'm hearing there's also more continents to be shown. That's the rumor that's going
Races
around.
are held on courses scattered throughout various regions that span this world. And you can freely drive between them. There's a lot in store, and we're only at the starting line.
How are they going to stop cheating?
Some of the courses that are waiting for you. Here we go. Courses found throughout the world, inspired by their surrounding region.
Drop the price.
Let's take a look at some of the new courses to explore.
The comments are going crazy.
Ride the
Where's the
ridges and
button?
roads on Mario Brothers
I'll
Circuit.
pull it back in.
And cruise the curves around the canyon.
Oh, I think there is an echo coming through for chat too.
See the
Oh, okay.
structures of Crown City.
Maybe I'll. You guys let me know if it still is happening here.
I could share it if you want.
Drift along the rapid waterways of Salty Speedway and make a splash around the city's canals. Stay cool in the snowy trails of Starview Peak.
Is that better?
Just
If
don't
it's
slip off
if
while
that didn't
soaking
fix
up
it,
the
it might be
scenery.
you. So
Have a
Tom F, is it still
spirited
echoing?
showing at the
Okay.
Ghostly Movie
it
Theater
was coming
Film
through
Cinema.
mine on top. So
It's a whole new kind of drive-in theater. And in addition to lots of new courses, there's Toad's Factory.
Toad's Factory.
Peach Beach,
Let's go.
Wario Shipyard,
Peach Beach, you're gonna have to be very
more.
careful in pronouncing that one.
Nostalgic courses from past titles are also here, but now they're reimagined and spread throughout
Is
the
that a
world.
Legend of Zelda
where races
thing up
can
in the
happen
top
during
left?
the
Moo
day
Moo Meadows.
or at night. Race as familiar characters like Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, and Yoshi. Plus, new drivers like Goomba.
I'm still surprised they're getting away with Goomba in 2025.
And that's right, Cow.
Somehow they got it.
Even more new racers are waiting and ready to roll. Select your character. Choose your vehicle. Then you're off to the races. Characters and vehicles each have different stats.
I've
Make
actually
sure to
hated
find
this
the combo
element
that
of
best
Mario
suits
Kart.
you.
I actually wish they were all kind of balanced or just generalized. I feel like it adds too
I
much
agree with
Two main
complication.
styles of race revving up
Yeah.
in this world: Grand Prix and Knockout Tour. In both modes, up to 24 drivers can participate.
Looks like they're
The
confirming that
most in
Birdo is
series
definitely
history.
a girl with some of those costumes.
Your rivals aren't the only hazards
Finally.
you need to avoid on the
I
road.
couldn't sleep at night without
Look out
knowing.
for cars that shoot bullet
Now my
bills
kids are wondering, why does
Attacks from
Yoshi
Hammer
lay eggs
Brothers.
if Yoshi's a boy?
and other obstacles along the
Uh-oh.
way. Try to steer clear. And now, get ready for Grand Prix with Mushroom Cup, Flower Cup, Star Cup, and more. Grand Prix races are held all around.
Still
the
haven't
game's world.
seen a
You'll race through
Rainbow
4
Road in
different
this.
courses
There
in
has to
each
be
cup
one.
and aim for
There
the
has to
top
be.
spot. In Mushroom Cup, you'll start off racing around Mario Brothers Circuit.
It was Mario Brothers
Take it.
Circuit
Well,
instead of
Second
Mario
race will
Circuit.
take you from Mario Brothers Circuit to Crown City. For the first time, You'll need to drive yourself to the next course in Grand Prix. So don't sleep at the
What?
wheel.
Yeah, it sounds like a chore, but
And
we'll
if
see.
you conquer all Grand Prix Cups, rumor has it that a certain colorful course will appear.
Okay. Okay, so it's an
Next up
unlock
is
then.
a new mode,
Yeah.
Knockout Tour. From Golden Rally to Ice Rally and more.
You have to
extended races
deliver a
take you
truck
from
full
one
of
end the world
cores
to the other.
within a certain period of time.
Get ready for a sprint. But you've got to place if you want to stay in the race.
Pet Brett,
Speed towards checkpoints
do you have to stop for
throughout the
gas?
world. If you don't make the cut, you're out of the running.
Yeah, you need a pit crew in this one.
Buckle up.
Didn't they
The
try that in one of
competition
them?
gets more intense as you close in on the checkpoints.
Was it double
You've
dash?
got to drive to survive in Knockout Tour. So keep your eyes on the prize and aim for first place.
There's a lot of mechanics in double dash.
Yes,
Never
there
carried
are.
over.
Items can drastically change the outcome of a race. Here are some new items that'll help you out. Coin shell.
New items.
When you throw a coin shell, coins will appear.
Okay.
Now's your chance to grab them. Just don't let
I
your
like
rivals cash in
Yeah.
first. Ice flower.
Can you hurt
The
someone
ice
with the
flower,
coin shell?
You can freeze out rivals and send them spinning. Hammer. Aim the hammer in an arc and nailed it. Hammers also stay on the course.
I don't
for
see
a
that
short
being a very
time
effective
and can be
item.
used
That's
to
not
block
gonna be
off
useful.
rivals. Mega mushroom. With the mega mushroom, go big. So
Is
your
this
rivals
new?
will go home.
I feel like this was in one of the 3DS versions.
Use the feather to jump up and avoid attacks.
That's definitely returning.
You may even discover some unexpected routes.
I thought he was literally going to go
Comic.
through that hole right there.
With comics magic, your
The
rivals will
PlayStation
transform.
orb.
What other mysterious effects will happen? You'll have to see for yourself. The lower your placement, the more likely you are to find items that'll turn the tables. So when you get items, go for it.
Was Pauline wearing like a black lycra suit there?
And if you're
What in the
new to the
world?
Mario Kart series, there are added support features to help you along the way.
I feel like they're going with a sugar and spice thing with Pauline and Peach now.
These include
I'm here for it.
steering, which helps you stay on the course. Tilt controls, where you can hold a Joy-Con 2 controller horizontal
No
and
thanks.
use motion
Yeah.
controls to steer. And if
No,
I
you
always have to
send it
turn
back
that
to the
off
Wii.
when I'm
wheel,
playing with kids.
you can
Yeah.
feel like you're
Yup.
really driving.
No. Take your Wii controls back, Nintendo.
Ooh. Man, especially because the
Ooh.
gyro controls
How
have
about a
never
quick
been as
break?
good as the Wii
A snack
controls.
sounds good right about
Right.
now. Hey, look, it's a drive-through. Here at Yoshi's, you can grab an order to go. Dash food. Take a bite, and you can unlock outfits inspired by your meal.
So this just unlocks outfits?
Eat some sushi and... Whoa, nice threads.
If any American company did this, they would call it
Once
racist.
unlocked, these outfits can be selected from the character selection screen. Who knows what
Oh,
dishes
no.
or outfits you'll find? Make a pit stop and check out these drive-thrus
He
all
eats
around the world.
the hot
That was
what
a
is
nice
it, Andy
detour.
Cap
let's
spicy
get
fries,
back
and
to the action.
he gets one of those flat caps and a big old sports jersey.
Let's introduce some new tricks that'll help you ace
Only
each
Nintendo.
race. Charge jump. You can now use a charge jump by holding the drift button while
Okay.
driving straight ahead. Charge and release to jump.
Okay.
Use this to leap over
I
obstacles.
dig it.
Yeah, adding a
Grind
little bit
along
more
power
strategy.
lines, and dodge attacks from your rivals.
But can you
And
use
if
it
you
against a
jump
blue
toward
shell?
wall, you can wall ride for a short period of time.
Okay.
Chain some tricks together, and you may even reach places like so close, almost there. Whenever this happens, be kind and rewind.
No.
This will
Hate it.
return your vehicle to its original position.
That has to be
Nice,
single
made
player
it.
only, or that's going to be insufferable.
This can come in handy when mapping out how to best approach a course. Keep in mind, though, your rivals will still move normally when you rewind. So
Oh,
don't lose
okay.
your lead.
Okay.
That's kind of a crazy feature.
Want to take a spin in even more races?
I could see it being an issue,
In
but
time
we'll have to
trials,
wait and see.
it's you against the
Can you
clock.
rewind after you've been struck by
Here
something?
you can race without any other competitors. And if you go online,
Oh, hey, I
you
gotta
can
take a call.
download and
I'll be right
compete
back.
against
Alright.
ghost data from racers around the world.
I've never been into the ghost data.
Customize the rules of the road in Versus Race.
Okay.
You can use the classic rule set
We're
of
getting to
running
the
3 laps
all
within the same
foxes
course.
on
Or
Final
You can
Destination.
choose to drive the distance from one course to another. You can even
No blue
take the road
shells.
less traveled and choose routes that aren't in Grand Prix or Knockout Tour. Up to 24 drivers can now compete in 2, 3, or even 4 teams. Group up and get ready to put the pedal to the metal. Next up, Battle Mode. Pop off locally.
Okay,
or
so
online
Knockout
in
Tour doesn't
Balloon
replace battle
Use items
mode.
to burst your rivals' balloons. Pop them all and your rivals out. And Coin Runners, where you can go for the gold by collecting the most coins. Race or battle, enjoy whatever drives you.
Hey, I remember that guy.
When
Ninja
you're
Pat
not
saying
racing,
this is
you
just
can
looking
enjoy
too
free
bloated.
roam and
Could
go
be.
wherever your heart takes you.
It's huge.
No roads? No problem.
Of course, what Mario Kart 8 became
Ride
after
the
all the
rivers.
battle packs. That was huge and
See
not
the
better
seas.
for all of the tracks.
Drive the desert.
Is every Mario
Or
character
jump
getting
off
a
from way up
rider?
here. You can go wherever you like, even to the edges of the
Like,
world.
who wants to play as Ice Penguin? I get it for the cow.
Hey, there's a P-switch over there.
You got to pull over to hit the P-switch.
Hit hundreds of P-switches you find across the world to start missions.
Oh, okay. I see. This is like a mission
By
mode
completing
in
them,
order to
you
unlock
can
more
hone your
stuff.
driving ability outside of races. There are also hidden coins.
Okay. So this is open world collectathon kind of
panels.
stuff.
And more. So take the scenic route and explore.
All right.
Also, during free roam, you can take photos.
Yeah, that does make
whenever
sense. If
you
there's
like.
24 players, they can't all be bangers.
Strike a pose. Look at the camera. Choose a frame to decorate.
Never
and
used a camera mode in
nice.
seriousness in my
That one's a
entire
winner.
life. Just to hit the achievements in a PlayStation game. Radial Drago says hi all. Hello, Radial Drago.
If one person has Mario Kart World, up to 4 players can race in split screen on the same system.
now they're just saying co-op.
The game also supports local wireless play. Up to 8 players, with up to 2 players on each system, can race together this way.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I don't know if you can do share play to original Switch.
And up to 24 players from
I need
around
some
the world
confirmation on
can
that.
join a race or battle in online play.
Look at Toad Lincoln.
This may look like free roam, but this is where you'll wait while your friends join you. Looks like someone's arrived.
Sarah has joined the party.
Yep, you can meet up with your crew anywhere in this world. By checking the map, you can quickly see where your friends are and travel to their location.
Oh, good. They added fast travel to Mario Kart. Ugh.
Battle or race with custom rules.
I hope they let you do
Just
presets
go
on
for a
custom
ride
rules.
together.
Custom rules
Make
are
this road
insufferable
trip your own.
unless somebody comes up with something really cool. All
You
right.
can also take photos
Original
together
Mario
along
Kart
the way,
throwback
if
there.
that's more your speed.
even more fun with game chat. I doubt it.
With Game Chat, enjoy an expanded experience by talking online with friends. Use the built-in
Still
microphone
cheaper
to
than
voice
buying a
chat
new
while driving
motorcycle.
together.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
All right, so again, you can have up to 12 people in voice chat, and you can have
Are you kidding me?
4
Or
people
take a
in
back seat and watch each
video
other's game
chat.
screens.
You notice the top one
have a
is
Nintendo
mimicked on the
Switch 2
bottom
camera,
left.
You can enjoy seeing your friends' reactions while playing together.
Switch 2 is compatible with that. That's 1080.
Who's close by?
They haven't listed the compatibility on
Wait,
other
who just
cameras
passed
yet.
me?
You'll have to
You'll
plug it
be
in
able
to
to
find
tell
out.
in an instant. Hey,
And that
Michelle,
Piranha
and
plant camera is
bullseye.
480p. There's just icons of
And
people's
when playing
faces.
together in person on the same system, a single camera can detect up to 4 people's faces.
Okay.
Enjoy the view and get ready to face off with your friends.
Oh, it's actually live camera of all of their faces. There you go. Is the camera USB? It is USB-C. So that top USB-C cannot be used to plug into the TV. It has to be used for something other than connecting to the television. So. I think the costumes are going to be a fun collectible, but otherwise, just looks like a general fun game here.
Transcontinental race around the world.
Why did it
is
have to be
just around the
transcontinental?
corner in Mario Kart World, available exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2. A hardware bundle that includes a digital version of Mario Kart World will also be available.
The presentation has now finished, so they're not going to throw up somebody on the screen to say, oh, by the way, here's an update on Switch 2 pre-orders, which they have ghosted everyone on. They were supposed to go live, more than a week ago for everyone to be able to pre-order their Switch through Nintendo. Now it's just there it is. It's Donkey Kong doing the dab right there. That's all you got. Fascinating. Let me see here. I think I actually had some additional games and things to talk about here. By the way, we seem to be getting more confirmation. I haven't found out on some other items here. We've got a couple stories I want to cover before we're done. Pat Brett says, not saying some of this doesn't look cool. I just hope they didn't cut back on the actual core content to do social media features. Yes, social media features are the enemy. I don't want to play with the world. I would like to play with my friends, and on occasion, my friends that are not at the same house. I have to apologize to Butter Biscuit for $2. Stop the echo. Yeah. Hopefully, I did that. All right. We'll bring this up in the background here for just a second. Hey, there's probably a better view here. So, looking at Mario Kart World, that's going to be difficult to say since we've been playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for so long. It looks like another Mario Kart. There's nothing about it that makes me say I'm not going to play this, other than everyone is familiar with Mario Kart 8. I also feel like they kind of broke Mario Kart 8 with the booster packs here. If I had the option, I would delete all of the Mario Kart Tour tracks that got added in that make no sense whatsoever to me. They literally did not create complete tracks, and then they put up fake barriers in it to make them flow like a real track. Let's see here. I like the Donkey Kong preview too. Yeah, I've been seeing the Donkey Kong Bonanza stuff out of Treehouse. Looks like it could be a good game. I would like to play it, so I understand if it's good. I actually don't like games where you can destroy the entire environment. I feel like that gets a little weird. Usually there's something Nintendo in there that makes it to where it's not too freeform. So even a game like Super Mario Maker 2 or Super Mario Maker or Super Mario Maker for the 3DS, where they add something in there to make it to where you don't have to design your own levels in order to enjoy the game. Let's see here. Ninja Pat says, yeah, DK looks more worth 80, but even then, I'm going to say that looks like a stretch. Yeah. Okay, so this does come with a system for $50 if we're just counting the $450 and the $50 in order to get it up to $500 to get Mario Kart World with it. You don't even get the $10 welcome to Switch 2 tour game, which even for me, a guy who will dig into weird software stuff, that doesn't even look worth it to me. I might get it so that I could play it on a stream just for documentation purposes. I'd probably get my $10 back in super chats. Maybe, hopefully, I don't know. But that game does not look interesting to me because I struggle to even call that a game. To me, that looks mostly like a tutorial that you happen to walk through. So you can play you can play Super Mario Brothers in 4K, and I'm talking the original Super Mario in 4K, as in they will put a teeny tiny little Super Mario Bros. World 1-1 up on your screen, and it will stretch out as you go across to show the entire level. Like, okay, sure, I guess that's one way to play it. Juliet says we'll have to watch the rest later. Off to shopping. See you later on Morning Magic. Good to see you, Juliet, and thank you for being here. Read by Nature says there's no way I'd pay that even if I could afford. Think from now on I'll just buy games on deal. That's a good way to do it. That's how I do it. That's how America does it. $50 for Super Mario Kart World, though, or sorry, Mario Kart World. I think that's probably an easy pickup for me, but I don't feel like I've actually bought a game until I've gotten it on physical. So for me, it's pick it up on digital, and then when someone resells it, then I would probably pick it up on physical at that point. So I actually own it at that point. Let's see here. Ninja Pat 15, not a super chat tier where I could get the funds to get Switch 2. I am missing my watch hours. I will say, like, right now, that game place is I don't want to say it's quite pre-revenue, but it's at the point now where we're doing it because it's fun, which is a totally fine way to do a channel. It does make it more difficult to switch gears from the channels that actually do make you money. So this one is more a labor of love, and because we want to talk Nintendo. Speaking of talking Nintendo, let's go over to this one. Here's why Switch 2 Joy-Con and Pro controllers don't have analog triggers. It's a lame reason. It's because developers asked for it. They don't like analog triggers, which, boo. That's all I have to say about that. This from Liam Doolin from NintendoLife.com. Whenever I do something from Nintendo Life, I want to go, hello, lovelies, and welcome to NintendoLife.com. Whatever that guy's voice is. He's been doing that YouTube grind for a while now. Look at that. It's the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. The only things that you can tell it's a different one is you've got a 2 on it. Feel like that Tron meme. It was like, this year, there's a 2 on the box. And also they've added some gray rubberization or whatever that is underneath the controls and changed the buttons here. The real difference is they added this C button down here. Oh, we can zoom in on the C button. Nope. It actually took away my zoom function there. They've added a C button. There's an audio jack right here. And on the back, there's GL and GR buttons. I still have not heard anything useful on what to program those buttons for on the back of the controller. Otherwise, they would program them to a specific function. No one that isn't like a tryhard on Fortnite has ever explained a good use for those programmable buttons on the back. By the way, hello and good morning to you, Elizabeth Young. Is that Pilot Wings looping in the background? It certainly appears to be. Culture put this one together. I've never played the original Pilot Wings, but I did play it on the 3DS when that came out. Let's see. Yeah, I saw the chat from the Nintendo of America video of the Mario Kart World Direct, mostly saying drop the price, and slightly a couple of them saying raise the price. I've got a confession for you. I went in there and said raise the price on the Treehouse Live because I guess I'm just an agent of chaos. Only played the SNES version. Sorry, SNES. I don't know why I said that. I still have not played it on the SNES. Mode 7 was great for the time, but it's a little rough looking back. Raise the price ones are trolls. Yeah, can't disagree with that. So there's some quotes in here on why they did it. Why did you decide against analog shoulder buttons on the Joy-Cons and Pro Controller? From the hardware side, we worked on what we were asked to do. We were just following orders, yes. They were a lot of, let's say, very fussy developers around us who wanted to go this route. That's why we went the route we did. So I'm wondering if that's Nintendo developers or not. In terms of analog buttons on the shoulders, there are positives, but also negatives. You lose a little bit of instancy when you're analog. We considered it and decided that instant input would be the better option. That's why we decided to move forward with this decision. This is very nerdy of me to want to know, but I really want to know on the GameCube controller if they've maintained analog triggers on the GameCube controller that they're putting onto Nintendo Switch Online. Nintendo Classics or Classics by Nintendo or whatever they're changing it to. So, if they put Super Mario Sunshine on that game, you got to control the water flow. You can't just be going around full blast all the time. That's the problem here. We're in a water shortage on Delfino Island, and we got to make sure that we're not wasting water. I know it's silly, but if Nintendo is going to be selling Super Mario Sunshine, which they aren't really at this point, unless they decide to reverse course and put it on Nintendo Classics, I would like it to play in the way that it did on the original hardware. The hardware that happens to be sitting behind me as well, that I could just turn on and play it in its original configuration. I don't know. I've thought about doing some Nintendo Classic streams on this channel. Let's see. Do they even take any steps to stop dreaded Joy-Con stick drift for Switch 2? This one's complicated. So they've said that they've updated the hardware. There's also a lot going back and forth about whether or not the sticks are Hall effect, which is apparently some kind of magnetic configuration. I've heard Hall effect over and over again, and apparently has less moving parts. So people are controllers are less likely to have Joy-Con drift. I've also had ever since Skyward Sword came out, I've had Joy-Cons that have no drift. There was a video that went out not long ago where somebody opened up their Joy-Cons, stuck a piece of cardboard in to increase the pressure on the back of the Joy-Cons, and they said that they've not had stick drift ever since they increased that pressure. And if you open up those Joy-Cons, the normal Joy-Cons, you see that they've added a little bit more material to the back of where the thumbsticks are. So I have not experienced drift on those Joy-Cons, but I will say those are the ones that I have kind of set aside so that they don't get rough use. When my kids get a hold of Joy-Cons, they play rough with them and like they're missing the pads on the thumbsticks, and one of them will have a battery issue or things like that. So Mark Fields for $2 says Mario Sunshine stream. I would be all for it. In fact, I think we need to do that. So let's see here. I'm gonna struggle with that name. Shaffior or Shaffior Kataris, forgive me on the pronunciation. It's not really what I wanted. I was hoping for something more Smash Brothers with guests and tracks themed from other series, etc. Especially with the DLC that they threw into Mario Kart 8 originally on the Wii U, and then they added all those characters into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And I can't remember. I don't think they added any new characters on the DLC expansion pack thing or the booster pack. Yikes. But yeah, I was kind of expecting that at this point. In one of the maps, and I don't know if I can bring this up here. Can I tune this back to where it was? Let's see. One of the maps ended up screen. It looked like the Hyrule Warriors, not Hyrule Warriors, one of the Hylian crests in one of the pirate ship levels. So the reason I bring that up, because a thing is what it is, except when you're talking about Nintendo DLC, Nintendo programming. Where am I? Where can I switch this over? Okay. So if we're looking at something like this, if I can find the map, here it is. No, too zoomed in. Where is it? I've lost it now. Here we go. All right. See if we can get this to show me the actual map. Wario Shipyard. I think that the Wario Kart Dirt Track from Nintendo 64 probably the best. That top left corner up there that I would like them to show. Why are they not showing it? Come on, Nintendo. I think if they can zoom out a little bit. Oh, no, it's me that's the problem. Sorry, forgive me. I'm apparently got issues here. Okay, so looking at this, I thought that this up here looked like a Hylian thing, but I think it's actually like some kind of pirate ship, and it looks like the trees are burnt here. So it's a Pride Lands themed during Scar themed racetrack here. Okay, so there's also the odd rock in Donkey Kong Bonanza that you see on his back in the cover art. Well, in one of the Korean releases, that odd rock is gone. By the way, that odd rock sings. That's another detail that's going to be important for what I'm about to say. In the Korean box art, it's Pauline holding on to Donkey Kong's collar. Pauline famously kidnapped by Donkey Kong in the first Donkey Kong game, in which Mario is the hero. So right now, it looks like Odd Rock in the previews, but there's some indications that it might actually be Pauline, and the fact that Pauline can sing in the game. So I don't know if Odd Rock is just a placeholder character, and they're going to replace her with Pauline when they actually get closer to the game and when that releases, because it's not a Nintendo Switch 2 launch title, or if there's something else coming here. So yeah, I thought that was going to be for Legend of Zelda, and I think everybody thought that Mario Kart was eventually going to go the way of Smash Kart here, where they just throw in any Nintendo character. There's something about Link sitting there with his knees up to his chest, trying to pilot a cart that's kind of funny, but it looks a little different if it was Samus Aran or something like that. I don't think did they add any non-Mario items to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? I don't think they did, but if you, of course, are in the Hyrule track, it changes the coins to rupees and things like that. And if you're in the F-Zero one, I don't remember if there's any coins on the track, but you're supposed to go into the pit areas in order to quote unquote recharge and repair your vehicle. But what it does is it slowly recharges your coins when you're in that F-Zero pit lane right there. I love the creativity. I think that the Big Blue, oh, I forget the name now. The whatever the name of the F-Zero track where you are, first of all, the soundtrack is amazing, and it's doing that saxophone jazz fusion thing that Mario Kart World does. That Mario Kart 8 does. That I've never chosen to listen to saxophone music on purpose, but man, they really wail on the soundtrack there. Let's see. Read by Nature. It would be funny to see Samus in her ball form as her own vehicle. Yes, it would. Yeah. Here it is. Big Blue is one of the tracks. I wasn't sure if it was Big Blue or another there. And of course, Big Blue, famously a arena in Super Smash Bros. So Ninja Bat, we got Petey Piranha, Wiggler, Kamek, Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, Pauline, Peach, and Birdo with the booster pass. Okay, so Diddy Kong and Funky Kong there. See, I'm just sticking with Toad the entire time. Peachette. There's a Peachette in there? Is there? I know that Toadette was added in, and of course Birdo, because they need that representation. If there's any people who are too young and didn't play the original Super Mario Brothers 2, Birdo in the American version, you knew nothing about her, but apparently in the Japanese version, Birdo is a dude who dresses like a girl. So, all right. Well, thank you all for joining me here on That Game Place for this early morning Nintendo Direct live stream. I think we're going to wrap it up here. If they do any more Nintendo Directs, I think we're probably going to do another one of these. So, original, you mean Lost Levels? Okay, get specific on me here, Sir Rogunner. Or is it Gunner? So Super Mario Brothers 2, as released in the United States, was originally what? Doki Doki Panic? No, Doki Doki Panic's the real game, isn't it? Anyways, whatever game that they redid as Super Mario Brothers 2, that is the game that I'm talking about. So Super Mario Brothers 2, as released in Japan, of course, became the Lost Levels over here. Miyamoto has claimed that he was very aggressive in that level design. A lot of things that he would never do now, like forcing people to do blind jumps or having mushrooms that they don't quite tell you what they do. It's kind of a sadistic game, that Super Mario Brothers Lost Levels, or Super Mario Brothers 2 in Japan. Of course, then they released Super Mario Brothers 2 from the US into Japan and called it Super Mario Brothers USA. I've also heard rumors that it was originally built, that the game that became Super Mario Brothers 2 in the United States was originally tested out as a Super Mario Brothers game where you went vertical instead of horizontal. Pet Brett, Nintendo still deciding if we deserve another Nintendo Direct. It's going to be a good question here. I would like to know what's up with the pre-orders. They really need to figure out what they're doing. There are, as I've heard, 800,000 Switches, Nintendo Switch 2s, delivered to the United States in February alone. So I think they're trying to get as many Nintendo Switch 2s to the United States as they can while the tariffs are paused. Also, Nintendo Switch 2s, generally speaking, they're put together in Vietnam. So the tariff situation is not the same as China. There are Nintendo Switch 2 products that are made in China, but generally speaking, it's not the system itself. I think the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller might be constructed in, if not China, then Cambodia. I don't know what the tariffs are in Cambodia. I haven't been tracking that one. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. I'm planning, if it's 450 or 500, I'm planning on purchasing a Nintendo Switch 2, probably to do content for this channel, or maybe even the Jonas J. Campbell channel. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. But Nintendo, get your act together. Let us know how these Nintendo Switch 2 editions work, because apparently there's some debate on that one. There's an interesting thing that happens. There's a content creator that I've had some disagreements with recently on how they've handled the quote unquote misinformation out there, kind of implying that anyone who disagrees with him is a liar. I haven't really appreciated that myself, but I understand he's trying to fight disinformation. But with the Nintendo Switch 2 editions, it sounds like if you buy Metroid Prime 4, it will come with a cartridge that also has an upgrade pack on it. That to me sounds like it works as a Nintendo Switch cartridge and also will work in a Nintendo Switch 2. It comes in a Nintendo Switch 2 box, as we're seeing so far. Nintendo has not been clear on this whatsoever. So to me, it looks like it's a Nintendo Switch original cartridge that you can put into a Nintendo Switch 2. The box itself says it's Nintendo Switch 2. So is it going to be one of those ones which has, and by the way, there's like a little notch. It's the opposite of what they did with the 3DS. There was a tab coming out of the game with a Nintendo 3DS to prevent it from going into a 2DS. There is a notch in the Nintendo Switch 2 cartridges, which means it will actually have less material. So I'm curious how that actually helps people. I don't know what the internals of the Nintendo Switch look like, if that prevents it from going into a Nintendo Switch original or not. Also, it bothers me that we now have a system with a number and a system without a number. So Nintendo doesn't do themselves any favors on things like that. They could have switched it up. Oh, that was an unintentional pun. But that being said, we're going to wrap this thing up. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Pet Brett, Read by Nature. Tom F., thank you for the modding. Suro Gunner, Ninja Pat. Just looking back at Jill Powers. Let's see here. This is a good one. I saw somewhere that it doesn't have the Hall effect because it wouldn't work with the new magnetic attachment method. We'll have to see. That being said, thank you so much for being here. And as we often say when we end these things on That Game Place, get your game on.